Hey guys, what is up? passedyouby Customs here again, and today I want to talk to you guys about the rapid fire chips that I can put in the controllers. There are two different kinds of rapid fire chips, and I have two controllers set up with examples of those, and I want to show you the difference. Alright, there are two kinds of rapid fire chips. The first one is in this controller here. It is a 10 mode rapid fire chip. It's the most popular, and it's enabled by hitting the sync button one time, and that fourth player LED it lets you know that it's on. And to switch the mode, it's super easy. You hold the right trigger, and while holding the trigger, you tap the sync button the number of times for the mode you want to be in. So since this is a 10 mode chip, there's 10 different modes. So if I wanted to be in mode 3, I would hold it and go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It flashes 3 times to let you know. Mode 1, tap 1 time. Mode 1. And each mode is used for different games. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3, for an example, prefers to be in mode 1. All the difference in mode is how fast the controller will let you fire, and some games are optimized at higher or lower speeds. And I think this current setting is 20-something rounds per second. However, the gun's recoil time will limit that to a certain amount. Okay, so for this controller here, this game requires that you be on mode 3, so you would hold the trigger and go 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Mode 3. Okay. Now, first off, I want to show you the sniper rifles. There's the Beretta 50 cal, where with it off, you tap the button one time and it's off. You look down the sights. One trigger does one fire. You know, simple as that. Okay. Now, with rapid fire on, so I just turn it back on. Look down the sights and you hold the trigger. As you can see, it's ridiculous, and those are a lot of power per shot. So without looking down the sights, you can just hit the trigger. Okay, now the RSAS, another popular because of the high fire rate, this one shoots really fast as well. That's ridiculous. As opposed to the single, you know. See? Okay. It does not inhibit any other motion or movement of the game. You're totally normal. If you want it off, you just hit the button on-off, really simple. And I do not recommend using this in online gameplay, just because, you know, it's kind of gay. But I never do. But I love using it for the campaign, or for, you know, when you're playing zombies, or when you're doing something crazy that, you know, it's off the books, it doesn't really matter. You know, that's when I like to use it. You know, playing with friends, you know, LAN parties, whatever. So that's that there. Those are the different guns. And that shows the different way to switch. You know, if you hold it, it still syncs. You know, I held the button there and it still syncs. So that doesn't inhibit any of your ability to switch consoles or anything. So you hold it and go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There you go. Really, really, really simple. Alright, next, let me die here. There we go. Alright, next I'm going to switch controllers, so hold on. Here's another rapid fire controller. It's identical. This is the 7 mode, and it's identical to the 10 mode rapid fire, except for the fact that to change the button, the sync, this is why it's not as common, you have to hit the button, and every time you hit it, it cycles through another, you know, another mode. So if you want to be on mode 8, you have to hit it, and then wait, and then hit it, and then wait, and then hit it, and then wait. This chip is a lot cheaper. However, that feature to quickly switch is kind of a pain. So I don't recommend this, plus you don't have the rapid fire, or the auto-aim. You do have rapid, I'm sorry, not auto-aim. And so missing those two things kind of makes this a downside. However, if you're on a budget, it'll save you 20 bucks. So, alright, with this controller here, it's a little different. I kind of made this a ghost controller, so there's not a ring of light. So normally the player 1 would be on, plus the player 4 showing that rapid fire is on. However, I disabled that, so what I did instead is when you turn rapid fire on, you only know because the X light's up. So there's mode 1, mode 2, mode 3, etc., etc. So it works exactly the same. I'll show you. Here's the striker. I'll show you that. See? Full auto. Hit it one time, keeps going. Oops. Ammo would help, wouldn't it? Alright, good enough. One time, just keeps going. Yep, so there you go. Alright, and then if you wanted to, for an example, you know, same rules as always. Oh, and with like the Type 95, for an example, There we go. For the Type 95, you know, it's normally a 3-round burst. All this does is make it, so instead of having to fire, you just hold it, and it continues your 3-round bursts. Which is kind of nice, you know, you don't have to keep hitting it and losing your accuracy every time you hit it. And just, there you go. Quick and easy. And then if you wanted to go, this is a 7-mode chip, so if you wanted to go to mode 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, for an example, and you hit it, it'll become a 3-round burst, which is kind of, you know, weird because this is a 3-round gun, but you know what I mean if you were on a different gun. This one here, MK14. Alright guys, now for the absolutely awesome auto-aim feature. I disabled the lights just because they were making a weird glare in the camera. But anyway, so to do this, all you have to do is put your controller on mode 8, so you have to have the 10-mode chip for this. And when you have the enemy, all it simply does is when you look down the sights, you know how your controller automatically will look toward the, you know, will automatically snap to the enemy. Well, all the controller does is keep snapping toward the enemy. So look, it's following his chest perfectly. When you kill an enemy, like if I kill this guy here, it snaps between the next one. Boom. See? Snapped right to the next. Quick and easy. Wait for a few more and I'll give you another idea. The only downside to it, though, is when you look down the sights, sometimes it lags a little bit. See it? It kind of staggers when it's going in, because instead of looking one time, it just consecutively does it. Watch. Boom. Following him. No joystick control, see? No joystick. Another one. Oh crap, where'd they come from? Boom, when one dies, it snaps to the next. They were in line, but you get the idea. One dies, snaps the next. Full auto is kind of nice, but you go through a lot of ammo, so I try not to do it. There you go. Alright, and that is the auto aim feature. I not only do the rapid fire chips and installs, but I also do these custom designs and paintwork here. That's hydro dipping. And if you would like one made, rapid fire or paint, let me know. Send me a message, and I'd love to work with you. Most people who end up having a controller made end up coming back and getting a second or third one. And a guy I met, oh, I don't know, 8 months ago when he got his first controller, he had dropped his first one. He's ordered 2 since then, and it's got a big old, you know, mark on it. He dropped it on cement, of all things, to drop it on. So he's sending it back, and I'm, you know, fixing it free of charge since he's, you know, spent so much time, you know, buying other controllers, and, you know, he sent me a few people, etc., etc. So once you buy something from me, don't think that you're just another person who I just, you know, send off. You know, I'll keep with you and make sure you're happy with what you got. Alright, so this is passedyouby's Customs, and just one more thing. This controller here is for sale. This is just a shell. It's not the actual controller. But there was a white one here. I don't know, I loaned this to a buddy and it came back with an orange, but I'll put a white one there. And if you'd like to buy this shell, send me a message. And this one here that you saw demoed today is also for sale. This is actually the first controller I ever made, so I'm kind of bummed to get rid of it, but I kind of own 7 controllers, so I think it's time for me to move on. 8 if you include, 9 if you're including all the shells. So I figure it's time for me to get a few new ones. So this one here does have the rapid fire chip in it. It has red domes. It's got the ghost lights, so there's no LEDs. It's got a light up X. It's got the custom D-pad. Nice. Anyway, you know, broken right hand, so I'm using my left hand. Not very good with it. Anyway, the only downside of this controller is the fact that there is a small chip here. You don't notice it when you're playing at all. I mean, it's not a big deal, but it's got a rechargeable battery pack with the in-charge system. So if you have an in-charge system, it'll wirelessly charge. If you don't have in-charge, then you can use plug and play, and that'll charge it up here. So if you're interested in either one of those two, let me know. Or if you'd like a controller made, obviously, let me know. passedyouby's Customs. Alright, I know we keep saying one more thing, but seriously, here's the last one. Alright, I had a cast because I broke my wrist, and I hydro dipped it, as you can see. just like I hydro dipped that, but not with skulls. I hydro dipped it with diamond plate design. So I've got this controller. I'll have it done today. I'll have one with this same hydro dip on it. Anyway, something I did, because I figured I had to have this cast for 4 months, and it's almost off. It comes off in another week. I decided that if I was going to be stuck with it, I might as well have fun. So I installed LEDs in the tip, which light up. Built-in flashlight. It's great for working on controllers, whatever you want to do. Anyway, it's bright. There's no light. It lights the whole room, so it's pretty cool. Anyway, the issue is that I've made a new one. Smaller LEDs, more power, more versatile. Iron Man, it's pretty cool. But I need someone to test it on. So, if you've got a broken wrist and would like to be a test subject, let me know. It's relatively, if I'll sell it to you for the parts for the parts. All I want is someone to test this out and tell me how it works for them, the new one. The batteries are kind of cool. They're just 2 watch batteries. They're 16 cents a piece, and I get, about 18 hours of life to them, so it's kind of a cool idea. Let me know what you think if you want one. All right.